Hello everyone, welcome to Pabbly Connect, and in today's video we are going to learn how to push Google Form inquiries to your Vtiger CRM. You run a training institute in which you receive a lot of inquiries and leads through your Google Forms. Manually adding all the data in your Vtiger CRM can be a very time-consuming process. So with the help of Pabbly Connect, we are going to automate this process by integrating our Google Forms with Vtiger CRM. So whenever a new response is received in Google Forms, it will be automatically added in your Vtiger CRM. Now if you want to learn how to automate this process, then let me show you my screen. This is the workflow that I've created by integrating Google Forms with Vtiger. So whenever a response is received on Google Forms, details will automatically get organized in your Google Sheets, which will then send all the details in your Pabbly Connect workflow, which you can map in your Vtiger CRM and can create a new lead automatically. Now, before we begin the procedure of creating this workflow, let me show you how it works in a real-time example. And for that, we have to fill this Google form. So, now I'm going to fill this form with all the details as test user. Here I'm going to add email address as like this. I'm going to add my address and my dummy phone number. I'm going to submit this response, and here automatically all our details with time and date will be added here, which will automatically gets received as new response B in your Pabbly Connect workflow. And then we simply have to refresh the fields, and here all the new fields will be added, which we have to simply save and send test request. And here it says success value 1, and here when I reload this, a new lead is created. So this is how this automation works. Now if you want to learn how to create this amazing automation, then we have to visit Pabbly Connect's website, and for that open a new browser tab. In a new tab, enter the URL pabbly.com/connect and it will take you to the main landing page of Pabbly Connect. But first let me introduce you to Pabbly Community. This is the official Pabbly community. Here you can get exclusive access to real-time updates, helpful resources and support from both team and fellow users. Here you can share your ideas, ask questions and discover latest features using Pabbly applications. So join the Pabbly community today. Now we are back to Pabbly Connect's main landing page. Here we get two options for sign in and for sign up. If you are an existing user, click on sign in, and if you are a new user, click on sign up for free. As I'm an existing user, I'm going to click on sign in, and then I'm going to access Pabbly Connect. You can create a new folder with this plus button, and here you have to provide your folder name and simply click on create. Now to create a new workflow, simply click on create workflow. Here you will get two workflow builder options. First one is new beta version, which is modern, faster and more flexible. And another one is classic version, which is stable with familiar approach. So today I'm going to show you how to create this with the classic flow builder. Here you have to provide your workflow name like push Google Form inquiries to Vtiger CRM. Now I'm simply going to create this. And here it says workflow created successfully. Now it will redirect us towards our workflow. Here we get two modules. First one is trigger and another one is action. So whenever the trigger event happens, it provides a ripple effect as action event. So here I'm going to select my trigger application as Google Forms. Here I'm going to select Google Forms and it is asking for trigger event. So I'm going to click on new response received. Here it has provided this webhook URL. Now it says log into your Google Form account on which you want to take submission and make the last question as required for trigger. Navigate response tab and click on create spreadsheet. So now I'm going to my Google Forms, and here I'm going towards my responses, and now I'm going to click on link to sheets. Here it says create new spreadsheet, so I'm going to create a new spreadsheet, and here new spreadsheet has been created, in which we have all the details as first name, last name, email address and mobile, which we have in our Google Forms. Now to integrate this with Pabbly Connect, Here we have to go towards our extension and then go to add-ons and then click on get add-ons. Here you have to search for Webhooks by Pabbly and you have to install this application if you have not installed it already. Once the application has been installed, go back to extensions and then navigate Pabbly Connect webhooks and click on initial setup. Here you can see it is asking for webhook URL. So here we have to go back to our workflow and copy this webhook URL and paste it in our Google Sheets. Now it says enter the trigger column. It says trigger column will be your final data column on which if the data is added, the whole of that row will be sent to the webhook URL. So here as we can see my last row is F. So I'm going to click on F. I'm going back to my initial setup and here I'm going to provide my trigger column as F and I'm going to submit it. And it says the webhook URL will be set up on the below selected sheet. Here it says setup configured successfully, so I'm going back to extensions and this time I will turn on send on event. So it will automatically add all the data whenever a new response received from Google Forms. Now I'm going back to my workflow and here it says waiting for webhook response. So here it says now log into your application where you have added your webhook URL and do a test submission or record so that the data can be recorded here in webhook response. So now I'm going to fill a Google form and receive the response here. Copy the link, paste it in a new tab and fill this form as, here I'm going to add dummy and last name as user. Here I'm going to add the email address and here I'm going to add address as ABC City as dummy response. And now I'm going to add my phone number like this. This is a dummy phone number. I'm going to simply click on submit to submit the test response. Here it says thanks for submitting your contact info. And here I'm going to check whether we have received all the details and here it has provided all the details with date and time. Now I'm going back to my workflow and here we can see a response has been received with all the details that we added as dummy user, my email ID and address. And now I'm going to choose the action application as Vtiger. Now it says select event, so I'm going to click on create a new contact. And I'm going to simply click on create. Here it is asking to select existing connection or add a new connection. So I'm going to show you by adding a new connection. Whenever you add a new connection, it will ask for username, access key and domain. So we have to provide a username and for which it says to get username and access key, navigate the top right admin icon, my preferences. So I'm going back to my Vtiger dashboard and then I will navigate my preferences. And now here it provides us the username and the access key. So I'm going to copy both and add it in Pabbly Connect. So here I've added my username and access key. Now I'm going to enter the domain. So here it says copy the Vtiger URL and paste it here. For example, this is till vtiger.com. So I'm going to copy this URL till vtiger.com and paste it here like this. Then I'm going to simply click on save. Here it has been saved. Now all we have to do is map the data. So in mapping, rather than manually updating all the data, we insert the data from previous step. So here I'm going to insert the data which we have received from our previous step from Google Forms. So here it is asking for first name. So I'm going to map the first name as dummy. And here I'm going to map the last name as user. Here it is asking for assign to. Here it has already entered my username and now I'm going to add the email like this. And here I'm going to use the default title CEO and I'm going to enter the mobile number that we have received from our response. And I'm going to leave all the additional fields empty and simply going to click on save and send test request. Another benefit of mapping the data, you don't have to switch the fields. After every new response, it will automatically be switched by the new responses. Here it says success value 1. That means it has successfully sent all the data in our Vtiger CRM. So let's check it. And here, as we can see, it has added our dummy user, our email ID, given phone number, and all the additional details as our new contact. So this is how you automate the process of adding new leads in your Vtiger CRM through your Google Forms. If you also want to create this automation, you can follow the process I have shown in this video. I hope this video was helpful. Thank you for watching. Not only this automation, you can create multiple such automations with the help of Pabbly Connect. Now, if you have any doubt, you can email us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can visit forum.pabbly.com, and if you have any pricing related issues, you can visit our website given over here. So what are you waiting for? Sign up today and try it for free.